Hi guys, in this video we're going to have a look at the area and perimeter of triangles. Now, here's the formula you need to know by heart. You're never going to be given this, you just need to know it. A stands for area. Now, half, obviously it's a half. BH, that refers to the dimensions of the triangle. So B stands for base. And actually, we don't often put multiplication signs in between letters and numbers, but that is actually what's happening. A good mathematician hides them, and we know they're there. So there's another one here. And the H, well, what does that stand for? Well, that's the height, but the height is very special. It's actually trying to draw perpendicular height here. So it's actually a perpendicular height. We don't often write the perp bit, we just know it is that. And what that means is at right angles. So, for example, if this was 7 centimeters here, this is not the height. We call this a slanted length. We are only interested in the perpendicular height and the base. Let's have a look at some questions. So here are two very easy standard questions. Now what we're going to ask you for is the area. So every single time, I'm going to write the formula. That is what good mathematicians do. I'm going to look at my numbers, right? So what's my base and my height? Ah, look, I have the perpendicular right angle sign. So I'm going to use these two values here, this being my base, this being my height. So I'm going to do half 8 times 6. Now, I have a few choices here. Because of BIDMAS, I can do this multiplication in any order I want to. So I could do half of 8 sixes, half of 48. Well, that's 24. Often that's harder. I just put centimetres squared. You could have done, so like what I'm writing here is half of 48. That's what I've just done. But I could have done half of 8, which is 4 times 6. I could even done half of 6, which is 3, and then times that by the 8. What I can't do is half more than one of them. So take your pick. They both equal 24 centimeters squared. Now, if I ask you the perimeter of this first one, well, you just add all of them up. So 24 centimeters. Length is 1 dimension, hence just the centimeters. Area is 2 dimensions, multiplied together, hence centimeters squared. Okay, let's have a look at this next one here. Area equals half base times height. Right, what's my base and what's my height? Okay, so can you see this dotted line? That is always at right angles. Whether they put it or not, you can safely assure that they're dropping that down to make a perpendicular. So that means 12 and 5. Now, I could do all three options here, but halving 5, that's not going to be a friendly, especially then to times it by 12 without a calculator. So what I would do here, I would do half of 12, which is 6, times 5, which is 30. I just want to reiterate, we could have done half of 60, which is 12 times 5, also 30. Perimeter, I think you know, add them all up together, 32 centimeters. Okay. Now, that seems too easy, right? So sometimes they try and confuse you here. So they actually put the perpendicular outside. They might give you these. Let's if that's 5, let's put that as 4. Let's put that as 3.5. So they could do this as well, and you'd be like, well, where's the perpendicular? I'm used to seeing it in here, but that is 3. They can put it inside or outside. So area equals half base times height. Now this one, this isn't really that friendly. So you could do 2.5 times 3, well, that's 7.5. Or you could do half of 15, probably easier to do it that way. Okay, check this one out. So this is a triangle which has an obtuse angle, okay, more than 90. Now again, this is the height, this is the base. So I'm going to write this. Area equals half base times height, half times 6 times 8. I'm going to do 3 times 4 is 24. Now, well, how did I know that was the base? Can you see, if I extended this base on here, there's perpendicular height. I'm not using all of this length here because that's not part of the triangle. And if I move this point to like here, I would have a triangle like so. So you've just got to find the two lines that would be at right angles to each other. That's your base and your height. While on this screen, I'm just going to draw this again. Now, they could give me this height. If that's my height, this would be my base because that's where the right angles are. Now, if they really wanted to be super difficult, instead of putting it here, they could put it there. And they could give you that value. And you can see that's where the 90 degrees are. So you've just got to really look at it, work out exactly where the two perpendicular lines are, and that's your base and your height. Never skip on the formula. And today's lesson is going to be finding the area and the perimeter, getting them right. All right, best of luck.